I missed my own birthday party because my sister called crying, saying she was stranded an hour away. I rushed to get her, only to find out it was a test to see if I would put family first. She laughed in my face when I cried. 2 years later, when she was really stranded cold, alone, and scared, I didn't even pick up the phone. This happened 2 years ago, but I still think about it almost every day. Especially when the phone rings and her name pops up. I used to be the one who always answered. Not anymore. I'm not the type of person who gets angry easily. I've always been the calm one in my family. The responsible one. The one who always showed up when someone needed help. That's just who I was. It all changed on the night of my 30th birthday. Some background: I live in Belton, Missouri. It's a quiet place, nothing too exciting, but it's home. I work full-time in IT for a local school district. I don't have a big circle, but the people in it mean the world to me. My sister, Kendra, is 3 years younger. She's always been dramatic, needy, and kind of manipulative. She wasn't always like that. When we were kids, we were close. But after high school, things changed. She got into this habit of testing people. Setting them up to see if they'd prove their loyalty. She did it with friends, boyfriends, even our parents. I hated it. But I figured I was safe. I was her big brother, the one person she always said she trusted the most. I should have known better. My friends had planned a surprise birthday party for me at this bar in downtown Kansas City. Not a big blowout, just a chill night with the people who actually gave a damn. I wasn't expecting much, but I was really looking forward to it. 30's a big one, right? I was already on the way to the bar, driving north on I-49, when my phone rang. It was Kendra. She was crying. "Ryan, please. I need you." My heart immediately sank. She sounded panicked, like she was choking on tears. I pulled over. "What's going on?" "My car died. I'm stuck just off Route 7, by that old BP station near Harrisonville. It's dark, it's cold, and I can't get anyone to answer." I didn't know who else to call. I didn't even think twice. I turned my car around and started driving south. The bar, the party, everything else disappeared from my mind. My little sister was stranded. Nothing else mattered. I didn't even text my friends. I just focused on getting to her. When I got there, I saw her car parked perfectly fine, under a working streetlight. No hazards on. Engine idling. She was leaning against the door, completely calm, smoking a cigarette. I pulled up, jumped out, and said, "Are you okay?" She looked at me, smirked, and said, "You passed." I stared at her. "What?" "You passed the test," she said. "I told Jared you'd come. He didn't think you would. Guess I win." She laughed. A real laugh. Like this was all a joke. I stood there, frozen. My chest felt tight. My head felt like it was underwater. "You weren't stranded?" "Nope," she said casually. "I just needed to know if you'd actually put me first. And you did. You're such a good big brother." She walked over and patted my arm like I was some obedient dog. I felt sick. My eyes started to sting, not just from anger or humiliation, but from realizing that I had missed one of the only nights that was supposed to be about me, because she wanted to test me. And then she saw my face. The tears welling up. And she laughed again. "Oh, come on, don't cry. It's not that serious." I didn't say a word. I just got in my car and left. That was the moment something changed in me. I didn't yell at her. I didn't tell our parents. I didn't fight about it. I just stopped. I stopped being the person who always answered. I didn't call her back when she left voicemails. I didn't reply to texts unless they were about something urgent, and even then I kept it short. She noticed. She called me out once a few months later. "Why are you acting like I murdered your dog?" she asked. I said, "Because you pretended to be in danger, and you laughed when it hurt me." She just rolled her eyes. "It was a test. You passed. Why are you still mad?" That's when I realized she'd never understand. She didn't get that it wasn't about the party. It was about what she did to me. The fear, the rush of guilt, the embarrassment, the way she laughed like I was a joke. She didn't care. So I gave her what she wanted, distance. Almost 2 years passed. Then one night last October, around 10 p.m., I was sitting at home after a long day. I was exhausted. Phone buzzed. Kendra. I stared at the screen. Then it started ringing. I let it ring. Then she texted. "I'm stuck. Car died. No one else is answering. Please. I'm on a back road. It's freezing. Please call me." I just stared at the messages. My hand hovered over the phone. I thought about her fake tears. Her laugh. Her hand on my arm like I was a dog who fetched well. And I put the phone down. She called 2 more times. Then nothing. I didn't reply. The next morning, I woke up to 6 missed calls and 3 voicemails. All from Kendra. I didn't listen to the voicemails right away. I just stared at my phone. My stomach felt weird, but I wasn't sure if it was guilt or something else. Eventually, I played the first one. She was crying. Like, really crying this time. "Ryan, please. I don't know where I am. I tried to turn around and the car just died again. I don't know what to do. It's so dark. I'm scared. I'm so cold." Click. Second message was even worse. "I don't know why you won't answer me. I thought you'd at least come for this. I'm sorry about before, okay? Please just call me." Third one was mostly sobs. She didn't even say my name. Just sniffles and whimpering. I didn't know how to feel. I told myself it wasn't my fault. That she made her bed. That she played this game first. But I still didn't call her back. Around noon, my mom called. "Did Kendra call you last night?" I paused. "Yeah. She ended up walking a mile in the cold to get to a gas station. Some trucker finally let her use a phone. She was shaking when she got home. Said her phone died and she thought she was going to pass out from the cold." I said nothing. "Why didn't you go get her?" Mom asked. I could hear the edge in her voice. Like she knew what I was going to say and didn't want to hear it. "She's faked that same exact thing before," I said. "That was 2 years ago." "Exactly." There was silence on the line. "She could have been hurt," Mom said. "She wasn't. She's fine. She knows not to cry wolf." I thought you were better than this. That one stung. But I didn't argue. I just said, "I'm tired of being the only one who always shows up." Later that day, Kendra sent a single text. Now I know how it felt. I didn't reply. But something about that message stuck with me. Not because it was an apology. It wasn't. It was just acknowledgement. A crack in her usual act. She finally realized I could stop showing up too. But just when I thought it was over, things got worse. The next weekend, she posted a photo on Facebook of her bruised arm, with a long, dramatic caption, "When people you trust leave you to freeze on the side of the road because of something you did years ago, you start to wonder if they ever really loved you at all." The comments were full of sympathy. People asking who it was. She didn't name me, but she didn't have to. Mutual friends messaged me. One of them, Rachel, even called. "Ryan, did you really leave your sister stranded last week?" "She left me stranded on my birthday. Lied to my face. Laughed at me while I cried. I stopped playing her games." Rachel didn't say anything. I knew she didn't agree, but she also didn't know the full story. Then Mom called again. "Kendra's telling everyone you abandoned her on purpose." "Let her," I said. "She tells stories. I lived it." But deep down, I knew this wasn't over. She wasn't done with me. About a week later, I started getting silent calls. No voicemail, no messages. Just random times: 1:32 a.m., 3:04 a.m., 5:18 a.m. Always from a blocked number. It happened 5 nights in a row. I figured maybe it was just a robocall glitch. Or some loser with too much time. But then, one morning, I walked out to my truck and found a note under the wiper. No envelope. Just a torn sheet of notebook paper, folded in half. On it, in sharp black ink, "You taught me how it feels. Now I know what kind of person you are." No name. No signature. But I knew. Kendra. That same day, I ran into her in a grocery store parking lot. Total accident. She was walking back to her car while I was pulling in. She froze when she saw me. I stopped too, half expecting her to walk away. But instead, she walked straight up to my window. She didn't look angry. She looked worn out. Her makeup was smudged, like she hadn't slept. "Can we talk?" she asked. I rolled down the window a little. "What do you want?" "I just want to understand," she said quietly. "You used to care." I stared at her. "I did. A lot. So why didn't you come?" "Because you made me feel like a joke. You used me. You humiliated me. And I realized that if I kept running every time you cried, it would never stop." She looked down. For a second, I thought she might actually apologize. But then she looked back up and said, "I needed you. Whether or not I deserved it." I shook my head. "You made me stop caring, Kendra. You broke something. You don't get to ask for the old me back just because now it's your turn to hurt." She stepped back and crossed her arms. "So that's it? You're just done?" I nodded. "Yeah. I think I am." She walked off without saying another word. A few days later, our mom invited me to dinner. I almost didn't go. But I hadn't seen her in weeks and didn't want to punish her for what Kendra had done. I got there early. Mom had the usual comfort food out: meatloaf, mashed potatoes, sweet tea. But she wasn't herself. She kept pacing, fidgeting, glancing toward the window. "Kendra's coming too," she said. I stopped eating. "You could have told me. She needs to talk." "You both do. I've already said everything I need to." "Then listen. Just this once." 20 minutes later, Kendra walked in. She didn't speak right away. She didn't even sit. She stood by the fridge like she was waiting for a judge to hand her a sentence. "I lost my job," she said. I blinked. "Since when?" "Last week. I've been living off my savings. I can't keep my apartment." I didn't know what to say. I looked at Mom, who just looked down at her plate. "I don't want your money," Kendra added quickly. I don't have anyone else left. You were always the one person who never gave up on me. Even when I was awful." I stayed quiet. "I messed up. I know I did. I can't take back what I did to you that night. But I thought maybe if you saw me hurting like I hurt you, maybe we'd be even. Maybe you'd come back." I stared at her. The silence in the room was thick. "You wanted me to hurt?" I asked. "I wanted you to understand," she said. "I didn't know how else to get through to you." I shook my head. "You didn't want understanding. You wanted revenge." Her lips pressed tight, but she didn't deny it. Then she asked the one question I didn't expect. "Do you hate me?" I thought about that for a long time before answering. "No. But I don't trust you. And I don't know if I ever will again." Kendra didn't stay for dinner. She left without finishing her tea, and Mom didn't try to stop her. After she walked out, Mom looked at me with tired eyes. "She's not okay." I nodded. "I know. But I didn't get up to go after her. Not this time." That was in October. By December, Kendra had moved out of her apartment. She ended up crashing at a friend's place, but that didn't last long. She called me once to ask if she could stay with me for a few weeks. I said no. I didn't explain. I didn't owe her anything. I found out from my uncle that she ended up staying in a sketchy Airbnb across town. Cheaper than a motel. But worse in every way. She had no job, no car, it had finally broken down for real, and no real plan. And then, one night in late January, she overdosed. She didn't die. But she came close. The friend she was staying with found her unconscious and called 911. It was a mix of alcohol and anxiety meds. The doctors said it wasn't an accident. When Mom told me, I sat down in silence. My hands shook. My stomach turned. I kept thinking of her voice on the voicemail that night. The real panic. The cold. The way I stared at my phone and did nothing. I told myself I had no reason to feel guilty. That she put herself in this place. That she dug the hole. But the truth was, I helped bury her in it. When she got out of the hospital, Mom tried to get her into a rehab program. Kendra resisted at first, but eventually gave in. She was too tired to keep fighting. She didn't reach out to me again. Not even once. One day in March, I finally went to visit her. She was living in a temporary group home. It was clean, quiet, and full of broken people trying to fix themselves. She looked different. Smaller somehow. Worn down. When she saw me, her eyes didn't light up. She didn't hug me. She just nodded and said, "Hey." I sat across from her. I didn't know where to start. After a long silence, I said, "I didn't come to fight." She nodded. "I came because I needed to see what was left." Her eyes welled up, but she didn't let the tears fall. "Not much." "You hurt me," I said. "That birthday night, it stuck with me. Not because of the party. But because you made me feel like nothing. You laughed when I cried." She nodded again. "I know. And I let you feel that same pain. Maybe worse. I didn't come when it really mattered." She looked down. "I deserved it." I shook my head. No one deserves to be left like that. We sat in silence again. I wasn't there to forgive her. I wasn't there to be the hero. I was there because something in me needed to understand how far we'd both fallen. I haven't talked to Kendra since that day. She's still in the program. Last I heard, she's doing better. Slowly. Quietly. She's working at a thrift store part-time and trying to stay sober. I hope she makes it. As for me, I learned that revenge doesn't always feel good. Sometimes, it just feels empty. I became someone I never thought I'd be, the kind of person who ignored a cry for help. I told myself it was justice. That it was earned. But deep down, I know I let her suffer not just because she hurt me, but because I wanted her to feel that pain. That's not strength. That's bitterness. I don't hate her. But I don't trust her. And maybe that's the real punishment, not for her, but for me. We used to be close. Now we're just two broken people who learned the hard way what happens when love turns into a test, and the test becomes a war. And in the end, nobody really won.